Welcome, everybody, to the Phoenix Boats Alabama Bass Trail Open here on Lay Lake. It's presented by TH Marine. Robbie Floyd, Kay Donaldson. It is a cold 20-some-odd degree morning here on Lay Lake, the coldest day of the year so far. But these guys are ready to catch some bass. You know, it just seems like every time the Alabama Bass Trail comes to town, the weather throws us a curveball, and it did again this time. But I really think it's going to be okay. 229 teams take the water, and $15,000 is up for grabs for our winners. You know, this is the biggest payout we've ever had in the Alabama Bass Trail history, so we're excited to be on Lay Lake. A lot of new teams. It was good to get out and get to meet them last night, and look forward to seeing how they do on the water today. 229 take the water. Only one will win this thing. First, let's go out on the water to the rest of our crew.
Thanks, guys. Jason, here we are, beautiful Lay Lake for the Phoenix Boats Alabama Bass Trail Lay Lake Open, brought to you by TH Marine. It's cold.
It's winter time.
A little bit of fog on the water. Not a fog delay. Nope. But a little bit of fog on the water. It's chilly. What are you looking to see today from these guys?
You know, it's a spotted bass lake, so we'd like to see some current here. We know some guys are going to make the run to the dam, go head up that way, but we know guys are going to go the other way too. I think 18 pounds plus, I'm going for.
Well, you talked to some guys earlier in the week, and 18 to 20 was kind of the norm. I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to say 16 to 18, somewhere in there, just because it is cold. Water temperatures have fallen over the last 3 or 4 days. They've kind of been hitting the head. So let's go check them out and see what we can find.
Let's do it.
I've seen a lot of things, but I've never seen somebody fishing the helmet before.
Dude, I'm ready to go Facebook Live on you. How many days did y'all practice?
I came one day last week, but it was so foggy and that wind was real bad last week.
He took it off.
Oh, damn. What you doing that for?
Any fishing the boat so far?
Negative.
All right.
Just waiting on them to turn the water on.
Waiting on the water.
Yep.
So your bite's relying on current.
Well, they have been, and they've been on this point, real specific cast. If they turn the water on, these fish will show up.
So we're killing time until then.
Got two? Any size?
What about close to about 2 3/4?
Oh, that's good.
What about a pound and a half?
Yeah, it's getting started good.
Are they taking it pretty good or just kind of nipping at it?
Nah, they just pick it up. You don't even know when they got them.
Yeah, just kind of swim away.
I caught 5 yesterday. I never knew when it got on.
Yeah.
Heavy.
I ain't fished up here in years, and we've been coming about the last 2 months. And as long as you're in that 20-foot mark, you'll find them. If you get underneath that, laying up the shallows, unless they're hid on the bank, you don't see them.
The fog was thick down below the Narrows this morning.
We narrowly got out, didn't we?
It was, oof. I almost let it off pad a few times just because it's sketching me out.
Yeah, they said that it got pretty foggy up this way.
Downtown Chris Brown's up here on the front of the boat, but Chris, we saw some really good looking water whenever we came into this creek, didn't we?
We did. Some stuff that really makes you want to say, I need to fish there. Why is nobody fishing there? Obviously, there's for a reason. So, but it's some really good looking stuff.
All right, Jace, here we are. Sun's finally coming up.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit warmer.
It is.
I think it's right above freezing now. Water temperature's still cold. We've seen a lot of different stuff. Guys saying they got to be 20 foot or deeper. We watched Blake, he's 6 foot and shallower. A lot of different things happening this morning.
Yeah, you know, the guys I talked to earlier this week said, you know, it would be a deep thing, it could be a shallow thing. It feels like the whole lake's in play for this deal. So that's important to even see guys trying to do that. So I think as it warms up maybe a little bit more, the fog's clearing off now, so I think the bite's about to turn on.
Bright bluebird day makes things challenging at times, but you never know. Somebody's going to win $15,000 in this deal.
It's going to be awesome to see.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, by TH Marine, improving your boat from transom to trolling motor, and by Jax, all about the South. There's more to come.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
What could 148,000 people possibly have in common? As different as each of the members of America's First are, they all like it when good things happen to them. Like when their savings earn a higher return than they can get with a bank, and when their loans and credit cards have lower rates. And they like taking care of business from wherever they are. Why not join us today? America's First Federal Credit Union.
You sons of fishes. Ain't enough fish on this lake for 2 clubs.
Really? Well, we see plenty of fish live with Panoptix.
Yep. Dang, we should get Panoptix. Or maybe we'll just take yours.
What's going on here? You boys have license?
Yes, sir. Nope.
There he is.
Oh, I got him.
You've witnessed the action in the North, the thrill in the South. Now it's your turn. Time for you to be a part of the Alabama Bass Trail. $47,000 paid out at each event. And new this year, no entry fee championship with over $100,000 up for grabs. That includes a whopping $50,000 for the winner. Over $580,000 in cash and prizes in 2020. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and sign up now at AlabamaBassTrail.org. The Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series, presented by Phoenix Boats.
We run all the way to the back of Waxahachie here, and we see the danger stump signs up front. We're not sure how far back we can go. We turn the corner back here and we're looking, guys are up on this little shallow deal going off into deeper water, and we're watching the graph and seeing a lot of bait, seeing a lot of fish coming through here. We also see some activity on the surface. I mean, got to get up here to see what these guys are doing. Look, a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean, water temperature actually has dropped about 4 degrees coming back in here. So, that's a little bit of difference there. Good grief, look at that. It's just bait everywhere back in here. And these guys are, like you said, kind of casting off into some deep water, sitting on a little shallow flat there. And, a little something different.
It's a typical fall bite. Bait fish moving back. Big fish are going to follow them. You're going to eat up and get big and fat for the wintertime. So, I mean, obviously it makes sense.
Yep.
Jace, obviously they're culling right now, so it's obviously a decent morning.
It is a decent morning, and a lot of this deal now is they're culling, but the fish are all around them right now, so having to take some time away from being able to catch some fish, and they may just have a bunch of small fish right now, so trying to build up that, but they're catching them. The fish are here.
They are. Every little ounce counts in the quest to win $15,000 today.
It sure does, so you got to be careful.
We found this spot Thursday. We hoped everybody'd leave it alone. They're all large now.
Yeah, when we pulled in, we saw that activity. I was like, all right, that's a good sign.
Billy Brown, I was just afraid they wouldn't stay here.
Right.
It's been like this the past couple of days.
It's been a couple of days. We come out and checked on them yesterday, didn't fish it. But they're still here.
Just cranking the whole time all over?
Yeah. We've been down every branch of this river. We found a lot of spots, a lot of 15-inch spots. We got in them pretty good, and then we had one day where we just caught drum. And then the next day, they just turned back on. We picked every pocket and hit every point. We've been to every backwater.
One to the other.
And we had one plan coming in this morning, and this was it. This is all we had.
How heavy is the bait?
I'd say 15 pounds.
Oh, your bait, how heavy?
3/4 ounce.
Okay.
I noticed you're both using the exact same color. Is that something that turned you on during the week?
He had a jackhammer on when we started. That's what we were catching them on here the other day, that spinnerbait. We come in here this morning, I threw that spinnerbait a few times, didn't get nothing. He kept on that jackhammer. I picked this up, threw it about third cast, and they started lighting up on me. So I told him, I said, it'll take time, we'll tie another one on. And it worked.
All right, Jason, here we are. We've been following this team for a little while. Saw him catch 2 or 3, then the bite slowed. And he said they're still here. You're waiting for them to fire back up. This is a perfect example. You can see here bigger fish that are kind of laying around. And what they're going to do is they're waiting those fish to go back down deep, and they'll wait for these bait fish to kind of school back up. Because why pick off 1 or 2 when you can swim through and pick off 30? That's right. So they're going to stay down deep. They're going to wait for the bait fish to really ball back up, and then they'll ambush them from the bottom. So that's what these guys are waiting for. You got to give them a little bit of time. You got to wait for them to kind of settle up and set back up. And once they start firing, then you can throw in there and start catching pretty quick.
You know, they made a good point that the wind's changed too, and that wind will push those bait around too. So it's probably pushed them off, and now it's kind of bringing them back in a little bit more. And that's where it's key, just to roll through here and you can keep seeing where the bait are.
You can kind of see them still, all this stuff moving through here like this. But what they'll do is they'll sit there on the bottom
and just wait for them to come back.
And they'll wait for the bait fish to ball back up. And they'll swim through with their mouth open, give them a good mouthful, load up, and you're good to go. So let's keep on watching them, see what they do.
Talk to me. Little. Here's the bacon. Yeah. Hey. Don't let this tuna go. 2 pounds of bird. We own them, we own them.
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats. We'll be right back.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martens, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
That's what the plan is. This is not the plan?
No, this is not the plan.
When I think of you, this is what I think of.
We can always catch one on a worm.
That's why you see us doing it.
What happened to the plan?
We thought we'd catch someone in the grass, but it just didn't happen.
We went probably 2 hours without getting a bite.
Yeah, we fished miles. Never had a bite. We're gonna let it heat up. We'll probably hit that grass.
Didn't like him?
They ain't much better than that.
You been throwing that much too?
Say what?
You been throwing that jerk much too?
Yeah, I throwed it.
Got a bunch of practice on it.
About 400 yards down the stretch ball. Got never had a bite.
Leave it on, one might bite it.
The bait's bigger than the fish. He was 2.5 to 3 yesterday. But the wind had a lot to do with it.
Show us, you might get our Mountain Dew small bass.
All right, so we've been on these anglers here, Wesley and Jordan, who are ABT championship winners, and they're also last year's open winners. They've worked down this bank here. This bank has a lot of different features on it. It's got grass, it's got wood, it's deep, it's had some rock. You know, and this is really where they've said, hey, it's our backup plan. They're sitting on about 9 pounds right now. They've thrown a jerkbait here, they've thrown a worm here, they've thrown a spinnerbait, thrown a chatterbait. They really are just trying to mix it up and just get whatever can bite at this point. And you know, good structure, lots of variety, and just trying to get an upgrade at this point, keep that culling going.
Morning, guys.
You snuck in on me.
I got to. Y'all run from it if I didn't. See, I try to be stealthy.
I bet you're a good deer hunter.
Even with Robbie in the boat, it's hard to be stealthy. How y'all this morning?
Good.
Good. What you got?
We've got probably 10, 11 pounds, I guess.
How you been catching them?
We just caught a spook, worm, crankbait, a little bit of everything today.
Hitting a bunch of spots?
Covering water. We thought practice was pretty good, but today's been a lot slower.
So you're thinking you just need the heat, right? Need the sun?
Yeah, just sun. This afternoon, I think some of the stuff that we want to run late will be the last 2 hours is kind of what we're waiting on.
What's the game plan for the roast today?
We're going to keep running grass and see if we can pick up some big largemouth before the time runs out.
Okay.
Yep. We lost one big one right here earlier, so we came back to double check and see if it would be back again.
Backs of pockets or just anywhere?
Backs of pockets and main river grass.
Okay. Well, Jace, here we are back at Beeswax Landing here on beautiful Lay Lake for the ABT Open. And an eventful morning this morning. Started out really, really cold. Sun's out, warming up now. It's getting kind of nice in the water. We saw a bunch of limits, a bunch of small limits, a couple decent sized limits. You still on the 18 pounds?
I think later in the day we're going to see these guys catch the fish. You know, we were on the leaders earlier from last year that have won here many times.
Right.
And they said last 2 hours for them, last hour for them is going to be lights out. So I think that's a good chance later in the day that bag's going to get really big.
While covering the ABT champs from 2 weeks ago on Gunnersville, Wesley Sams, Jordan Wiggins, we saw Wyatt Burkholder start culling on the point right behind us. Tried to catch up to him. He eluded us, kind of bounced around different places. So he looked to me like he was culling a good bag.
Yeah, he was culling over 3 pounders, it looked like.
Yeah, so he was by himself fishing solo. So you never know. It's anybody's ball game. So you guys hang tight. When we come back, weigh-in's going to start right over here.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home Alabama, and by America's First Federal Credit Union. Stay with us. There's more to come.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martens, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are outdoors, like a trip to Lake Gunnersville. First stop on the Alabama Bass Trail. Catch anything? Nice. Or head to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. 468 holes of golf heaven. What's the time say?
Best public golf on the planet.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Motor?
Nope.
Not motor?
It's pronounced motor.
For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
Ethan Flack, Jordan Flack. So tell me about your first time in the Alabama Bass Trail fishing the Open and going for 15,000. What was going through your mind?
We want to win money, but I mean, we had a lot of fun though today. We caught more than we thought we would, so.
Okay, you said you thought you'd have 15 and a half. You didn't. You got 16. 16.08 pounds.
So I found out that the ladies usually tell the truth, so I'm going to ask her who caught the most.
It was me, for real. Yeah, out of our 5, I think I had 3 of those. There wasn't, he had the biggest one, but then I had the rest, pretty much.
What was the bite like? What were we catching them on?
We used a worm for a little while and then a swim jig in the grass.
The score to beat is 16.08. Did they have that weight? They've got 16.82. We've got a new leader on the Alabama Bass Trail Open.
All right, guys, 16.82, lead change here. Tell us what was working for you today.
We just stopped this morning on a spotted bass place and caught a couple, and then turned around and caught 2 big ones. And then a little later, maybe mid-morning, we flipped 2 good ones up. I mean, it was pretty tough all day. We were just fortunate to catch everything that bit.
Let's take a look at what it takes from Brown and Parent. 14.12, so 14.12 for their weight. A little under that 15 mark, and you're getting to weigh a big. What do you think the big one's going to weigh? Is that the one you had early?
Pounds, yeah.
4-pounder. Let's find out what it was, and you caught it on some wood, though.
Yeah, I caught all the stumps.
Just shy of 4 pounds, so got 359.
Tell us a little bit about that bite today.
Man, we found that spot Thursday. It was the best bite we found on the lake. We fished every pocket and point and backwater, and we traveled this thing from north to south. And we come on back down. We found a spot on Thursday, late Thursday, and got on some fish. And I thought, man, if them shadows stay there, them fish stay there if nobody hammers it down. And we come back this morning, we pulled up, shut the boat down at 7:15. We already had a limit in the boat, and we started culling.
They got 5 bass. They just got through winning the ABT championship. Today, not going to get a victory, though. 12.70. Did things turn on? Y'all were looking for going back to your primary later on in the day. When you did that, was it any better?
No, I think we made 2 calls after we ran into you guys, and we just never could figure out anything.
And right now, we're trying to beat a weight of 515. Do we have 515? Yes, we do. 544 for Cody Lewis and Travis Tyndall.
A big fish, 544. I love to see that. Tell us what you caught it on.
Spinnerbait.
Tell us a little bit more about that spinnerbait.
Chrome willow blades and a white trailer on the back of it.
Walter Kent, Nick Harrison, they've got a big bass in there. Who caught the big one? Raise your hand. Is it a good one? Is it a good one?
It should be. It's probably 5.5.
5.5 could take the lead, because right now 544. Walker and Nick have enough to take the lead. 17:59.
Yeah, we had a good afternoon. It was fun.
So it was the afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. I think these guys in the afternoon are probably going to catch them really well.
No doubt. What do you think's making the difference in this afternoon bite?
Well, for us, the current started back, and we noticed the current back and said, oh, heck, so we headed out, and we caught most of them on a big jig and a crankbait, to be honest with you. Largemouth was a little surprised, but really wasn't. We caught some big largemouth there in the past this time of year. But, yeah, once that current started backing for some reason, man, it was on.
We're looking for a lead of 17:59. Hamner and Williams, 17:82. We've got a new leader.
We caught them on a few different things. We were in backs of pockets with rail traps and things like that. And, caught a few on jerk bait, crankbait, and just a little bit of everything.
I just said it. You need 17:82 to take the lead. Mott and Hamilton, 18:17. We got a new leader. High five. Very nice.
We threw swim jigs all day, covering a lot of water, covering main lake stuff. We actually ran the entire length of the lake today, from beeswax all the way down to the dam, covered as much water as we possibly can. We had the trailer motor on high, and we would just run and run and run and run. And every now and then, early morning was good. We had a lot of bites, but then it went cold at about 11 o'clock, and from 11 on,
16. You're good, guys. 18. That's 16. We're good. We're good. All right, hang in there.
But we covered a lot of water today, and at 11 o'clock it just shut off. We never had another keeper bite until 10 minutes ago. As we were making one more stop before we came in, we caught a good cull, and that was it for us for the day.
Okay, this is it, the final event of the year. They're breaking down behind us, but look at this. Mott and Hamilton, $15,000 winner's check. Throw in that Garmin Grand, another $500 from Garmin, $16,500. That is a huge payday.
You know, it's the largest cash payday that the Alabama Bass Trail does all year. A new winner to the Alabama Bass Trail, and what a special day.
Hey, let's bring in our winners. Hey, and guys, what does it feel like knocking off 228 other teams? I mean, you take home the big payday, but I mean, that was a stacked field.
Yeah, it's incredible. We really can't believe that we were able to have such a great day.
Was there anything that really kind of turned you on to one particular thing? I mean, how are you able to pull this off?
We had a really good practice. Throughout the practice, we had a couple of quality bites here and there, and after going through practice, we were able to put it all together to produce what we did.
Hey, that's going to be our final event for 2019K. Are you ready for February 22nd? It's the kickoff for the 2020 season. It's right around the corner.
You know, I am. I'm really excited to go back to Guntersville and being there 2 weeks before the Classic. I mean, a lot of eyes are going to be on the Alabama Bass Trail, so we're going to make sure that we step up our game. But before that, we have a big announcement in January, and I can't wait for everybody to hear our big announcement.
Again, you can tune in to AlabamaBassTrail.org. For Kay Donaldson, Clay Baldus, our tournament director, I'm Robbie Floyd. Thanks for watching this entire season. I can't wait for 2020 to kick off.